This is the future.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, Sequel Green here and welcome to another video. So in this one we're going to take a look at the fight against a few bosses in Heroic 4, the last contract, and we're going to take a look at some rewards yet again. And it might be a surprise, it might not be, depending on your expectations, but we'll get into that too. So first up we're going to use the Deathstroke Silver Bench team. Pretty much, as I explained in the past, Deathstroke doesn't really have a team or require a team, so you'd rather put it on your least damage team, on your least performing team, and just use his special 2 at the start of the fight as quick as possible and then transition into using that team. We're going to subtract Power Girl from this team, and while Silver Banshee kind of relies on that Power Girl power generation to be able to do her specials, by the time we get her tagged in, the power generation should be good enough to kind of get it working for us, and for the most part, most of the damage will be done by Deathstroke anyway. She's just there so we have something that deals some damage after Deathstroke is done. Keep in mind we have a gearless Deathstroke here, who's gonna have Sword of Salvation, we're gonna have All Blades on Silver Banshee, and we're going to have level 5 God Killer on Reverse Flash. Another special 2 in there. Just combo interrupting and getting those out of the way as soon as possible. My Deathstroke special 2 is level 12, if any of you were wondering. I'm not sure if it's necessarily the most optimal, but the most optimal is most likely between level 12 and level 14 or 15. I chose to keep mine to level 12. And we're done with the percentage damages with 1 minute and a half. I think that's the fastest I've been able to do it. And we tagged our Banshee in there, but I failed. I wanted to do the special 2, then combo interrupt him into a special 1 for disables. But I sadly failed that. Reverse Flash getting hit there a bit. Silver Banshee back in there. And boy, I don't know what's up with this Scarecrow. We've seen a lot of Scarecrow bosses in a lot of scenarios. I tagged Deathstroke there because I thought he was gonna super move, but he didn't. Also, there are basic attacks that Silver Banshee did not reach, but as I said, this Scarecrow specifically, I would say, is the most scary Scarecrow out of them all. The dude's just weird. 5.2 mil damage, so well, at least we can see that we did something with Silver Banshee. And also the Scarecrow, keep in mind, kind of interrupted Reverse Flash on tagging there a bit. Silver Banshee back in there for another special 3. Not the most optimal one because we didn't build combo, but I also wanted to keep my All Blade stacks up. Starting some combo, going to end up in a Ghost Step. Silver Banshee in there into a full combo, so we also have time to tag her out before he does his super move. Reverse Flash gonna tag that. I was not expecting him to survive, to be honest, because this dude's super move is crazy high damage, because he does more damage based on the fullness of his power bar, and when there's a super move, that's a full power bar, so that's peak performance. Silver Banshee back in there, another special 3. There we go, and yeah, that's about it. There's no point in tagging her out. She wouldn't be able to get tagged back in anyway until the end of the fight. So we just did one more special 1, as each piece of damage counts. And yeah, this damage is not that crazy, but again, it was not that much max health, so Deathstroke could do tons. Now we're going to move into some League of Anarchy here. We're going to have the classic League of Anarchy with EPI and Arkham Knight Batman. No Raven, because Raven was used in another fight, as you'll see towards the end of this video. We really want to use the super move here, because this is a 7-star Harbor Harley Quinn, so she will get so much more out of the super move compared to other situations. For other star ratings. She's gonna have All Blades. I have some All Blades with the 40% lethal attack damage and the 20% lethal attack damage, and she's got lethal attack chance, so that's gonna definitely help pull some damage for us here. And we finally picked up the pace. Our All Blade stacks will take a long time to recover because we sat in there too long with Arkham Knight Batman at the start, but we should be fine. Arkham Knight Batman back in there, into another special 2. Well, I'm so happy she doesn't reflect stuns. That would have been interesting. And yeah, super move will be tanked by Arkham Knight Batman, no problems there. Again, he's got maxed out defense and a ton of health from the passive. I messed up the special 2 there, but tagged Harley anyway because I don't want to lose the All Blade stacks. And yeah, I could have... It was either All Blades or Sword of Salvation on Harley. And the All Blades, because I have some little attack damage on it, seems to pull a little bit more damage with Harley. The Sword of Salvation that I could have used would have been level 8, not 10 also. That's something else to keep in mind. And the Sword of Salvation allows you to have a far quicker setup in terms of the fact that it allows you to power generate a lot and get to that super move far faster to start off with, it's far safer, but so far All Blaze pulls just slightly more damage for me, so we're gonna go with that. The highest dot damage I've seen, I think it was 1.9, though we very rarely see that when it's both a lethal and a crit. And we're on 4 All Blaze stacks, so that's not that often, but it's possible. It's possible, and combined with her 3 fast stack hits, it's gonna be devastating damage. And yeah, the other artifacts that are used here are going to be a level 5 God Killer on Arkham Knight Batman and a level 4 Prometheum Sword on Entangling Poison Ivy. Arkham Knight Batman back in there, going for a full combo into a special 2. Harley back in there, getting some hits in on all the 4 All Blaze stacks, that's always good to see. And actually we did pull a 1.9 mil on a single dot value when we were not on 4 All Blaze stacks, so I guess even higher than that is possible. But for some reason it's very rare we get to see that. I don't know exactly why. It should be a little bit more often when we get both the lethal and the crit, but I don't know. The dot values are just weird sometimes. Another special 2 in there, re-engage the combo with Harley. Arkham Knight Batman in there one more time, because we have time. If there's 8 seconds left out of the fight, you can safely tag out, because you'll be able to tag in a bit again with your damage dealer until the end of the fight. That's pretty much the benchmark. Okay, so we got 306. I think we could have gone to 380, maybe 390 if we played it perfectly at the start. But yeah, that's the benchmark at the end of the fight. If you have your damage dealer in there and you are able to tag him out and there's like 8 seconds left, then you can tag him out, because he will most likely get tagged back in and deal more damage again. Keep that in mind. Okay, now we're going to fight Red Hood. We are going to have to speedrun this a bit, because yeah, we only have 2 minutes and a half to get this done, and at the same time this is a team that kind of requires a little bit of setup, because we get Raven, who needs the darkness up, we get Brainiac, who needs to put up the lethal attack damage stacks. I don't even think we'll get to full lethal by the end of this fight with Brainiac. We're going to have Beta Club on Raven, and boy, 3 fights and this is the first time we see Beta Club. And yeah, level 5 God Killer on Brainiac and level 4 Prometheum Sword on Power Girl. And yeah, Brainiac is gonna do pretty much 2 to 3 special ones, depending on how annoying Red Hood is, before we have to tag in Raven again to refresh the stacks and apply some more dot damage. Raven back in there, applying some more dot, refreshing the stacks. We just got her super move out of the way very early, because it didn't really rely on Brainiac stacks, because the super move can't crit and can't lethal, so it wouldn't have mattered if we would have done it at 0 lethal stacks from Brainiac or at full. But it matters because it increased our damage throughout the whole duration of the fight. Already getting 11 mil dot values, but still going with more with Brainiac, because that pace is good, but not good enough to finish the fight in the minutes that's left. Okay, 7 stacks, Raven back in there, and yeah, already 18 mils, so we're happy with that. But nevertheless, Brainiac back in there for another lethal stack. 18.6, going to tank that, and our special 1. Raven back in there. We're going to get Brainiac back in there again. Another special 1. And Raven's gonna try to get back in there, but again she gets interrupted on the tag-ins because they lied when they said they fixed that. But yeah, that's the end of this fight. And yeah, now getting to the reward part of things. Bro, legit, I think my account is on a blacklist. They hate me, guys. They don't want to straight up ban me because they know that would look bad, but they're like, can we tweak the settings for this dude's account so he always gets cheetah as a reward and something else useless? Can we do that? I'm really starting to go down that conspiracy line and start to believe that. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. Please do subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye!
This is the future.